Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Stella. Okay, so in our previous class, we drafted a basic gown block. Okay, now in this video, we're going to go ahead and alter the basic gown block to make this beautiful dress that you're seeing. Now the fitting of this dress is 101%, and as you guys know, there was no adjustment or amendment at all. Okay, so I won't say too much. Let's jump right into the alteration. You're welcome back. All right, so let's begin the alteration of this basic gown block, okay, to the dress that we'll be making. All right, so the first thing I'm going to introduce to us is called underbust length, okay. We took that measurement when we were measuring the mannequin, okay. Now it's simple. Place your tape from your shoulder to your underbust point, okay, which is just where your bra stops. Now mine is 14 inches, so I'll place my tape from the starting point, which is automatically your shoulder point, okay, and I'll come down to 14 inches and make a mark there. I'll repeat the same thing on this other side as well, okay. Now I'll come in with my ruler to connect these points together. Okay, and here we have it. Now on the underbust point, we're going to mark the underbust round. Okay, bear in mind that this applies only in the front. We don't have underbust at the back. Now my underbust round is 34. Okay, and 34 divided by 4 will give us 8.5. Okay, so I'll go ahead and place my tape. Now you're placing your tape from the center front line, okay, like so. So we're measuring from the center front line to 3 inches, okay. Now I'll move my tape from there. I'll continue from this second dart leg, okay, to measure my 8.5. Now if you take note, what I have left is no longer up to half inch. Okay, so if you take note, what I have left here, okay, by the side line, okay, is no longer up to half inch. But that notwithstanding, we will still come to this second dart leg, okay, and I'll use half inch to tighten this. So by the time you measure it complete, is 2 inches, okay. So that shows you that we're going to have a very fitted underbust. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is to introduce us to armhole dart, okay. It's also called the princess dart. Now I have a detailed video on how to draft your armhole dart, okay, but I will just run it quickly for us, okay. So from this shoulder tip, we're going to keep measuring 2 inches all through this our arm side or our armhole curve, okay. So from the shoulder tip, I'll come down. The first 2 inches, we'll call it 1, okay. Now the second 2 inches, we'll call it 2, okay. So the third 2 inches, we'll call it 3, okay. Now we'll come in with our curve ruler to connect, okay. So we need to connect from our bust point to the 2 inches. Now when doing this, you need to avoid too much curve, okay. So here we have it. Now the next thing we need to do is to come down by 1.5 inches. So from this point, we'll come down by 1.5 inches, okay, like so. Now with our curve as well, we're connecting from the 1.5 inches to the bust point, okay. Now we're extending this line by 1.5 inches as well. Whatever you came down here with, you extend this line with the same figure. We came down here by 1.5, we're extending the line by 1.5 as well, okay. So we'll come in with our curve now, and we're redrawing from this 1.5 inches mark, okay, to our bust round measurement. All right, So let me highlight these lines. Okay, and here we have it. Now this is our armhole dart or a princess dart. Okay, now that we have this curve, let's now come in to connect to our underbust mark. Okay, so you come in with your curve. Now you need to avoid too much curve. Okay, so you place it from this bust point line. All right, now from the bust point line we are connecting it to our 3 inches mark. Okay, like so. Now from there we'll use a straight line to connect it back to the waist. Okay, this way. Now we'll repeat the same thing here as well. So place your curve. Now in placing your curve this side, you need to ensure that it is resting on this line. Okay, so we'll place it this way. Okay, you need to ensure that it passes through this line. If not, that side is going to be too pointed, and that's not what we want. Okay, all right, so this is it. Now we will also connect it to our front length, like so. Okay, and here we have it. We have marked our underbust. Okay, so I'll go ahead and now why I will not use the marker pen to darken to highlight these lines is that we are here to close our bust dart. Okay, so the alteration for the front is, I'll say, is 80% ready. Okay, because we are still going to separate the waistline. So let's also alter the back. Okay, so on the back waistline, okay, or the back length, what we're going to do is from this center back, you guys remember that this is the center back line. So from this center back line we are going to use 0.25, okay, and 0.25 to tighten this center back. So we are creating another dart again on this waistline. Now this is to ensure that your back fits perfectly well. Okay, so we are eliminating every form of bulge. Now to create this dart, we are going to come in with our pencil. Okay, so from now we're marking from the side back, okay, to the center back. This is the center back line. Okay, so we're marking from the side back to the center back. So I'll come in with my pencil, okay, this way, and I will connect it like so. Now this is not going to affect the length of this dress in any way. Okay, it's going to give it more fitting. All right, so this is what we have now. Okay, so that when we're done, we'll just raise this up, okay, along this dark line and close it here permanently. Okay, so this is it for now. We'll go ahead and cut this pattern, okay, out for further alterations. Okay, so for the back, we're also going to be drafting our princess dart also for the back, okay, or the armhole dart. Now we'll come back to that midpoint, okay, our midpoint, and we'll come in with our curve ruler and we'll connect it to the 1 inch that we came down with. Now when drafting the dart for the back, okay, you don't want it that curvy, okay. If not, you're going to experience a bulge at the back. All right, and that's not what we want. Now I'll go ahead and connect it this way. Okay, now for the back dart, you need to come out here by 1/2 inch, okay, so that when you join it, it will join. So we're extending this line outward by 1/2 inch, like so. Okay, Now from that 1/2 inch, we're connecting it back to the chest line. So you come in with your curve as well, okay, and you place it, ensuring that it rests on the bust round measurement this way, okay. Then I'll come in with my pencil and reconnect it back this way, okay. And here we have it. So our back is ready, okay. Now that's it for the back for now. So we'll go ahead now and cut, okay. Now the rest of our alterations, we're going to begin from the front, after which we'll transfer to the fabric. Let's go ahead now and cut the front. I'll need to cut out the skirt, the lower part, okay. So I'm cutting from the waist down. All right, and here we have it. Now for the half length front, now the first thing we need to do is to alter the neckline, okay, before we proceed to cut out. Now the original neckline we have here is 3 by 3, okay. So I want my neck width to be 4 inches. So I'll go ahead and mark my 4 inches. So I'm marking 4 inches by 4 inches, okay. I'll come in with my curved ruler, okay, and we're going to connect the neck width, okay. So we're making a round neckline this way, and here we have it. So we have altered our neckline, okay, for the front. Now the next thing we need to do is to tighten this neckline, okay, so that it just laps very well. So from the shoulder line, we'll come down by 1/2 inch. So and we'll connect this way. So this is it. We have tightened the neckline. Now the next thing we need to do is to go ahead and open up our dart. So we're cutting on the center dart, like so. We'll get to the bust point and we will stop, okay. It's time for us to close the bust dart, and to close the bust dart, I'm simply going to raise the pattern paper along the marked line, like so, okay, this way. So, and we're resting it on the bust point line, okay. Now if you look at this side, you can see that here is no longer meeting up with the chest line. Now so you're going to come in with your curved ruler, like so, okay, and we're going to connect. So we're going to be connecting it back to the line this way, like so. So I'll come in with my tape and I will close down the bust dart permanently, okay. Now if you take a look here, you can see that is a bit pointed. What we will do is to come in with our curve ruler as well, and we'll try and blend that point. Okay, I'll also highlight this part. Okay. All right, and here we have it. So we'll go ahead now and cut this out. Okay, now before you cut here, you can also try to match here up, okay, to be sure that it blends. All right, can you see that we are correct? Can you see that it blends perfectly? Now these are the areas, these are the ways I use to cross check my pattern before I go ahead to cut out. Okay, and here we have it. Our center front is ready. Now let's go ahead and cut out the side. Okay, and here we have it. Our side is ready as well. Okay, as usual we will label. So this is our SF, our side front, and this is our center front. Okay, so the front pieces, they are ready now. So let's also look at the lower part of the front. All right, so our waistline is 9 inches. Okay, so this is our 9 inches. Then we added 1 inch that. Okay, so can you see this tiny piece here? We need to take it out. So this is all through our pattern, okay, to be sure that everything is complete. All right, so we'll go ahead and cut it out. Okay, and here we have it. So our waist is complete, and you guys remember I don't like that in front of my skirt, so we'll go ahead now and close this dart. And to close the dart is simple. We'll raise it up along this line like so. Okay, and we'll place it on the second dart leg. Okay, this way. Okay, like so. So I'll come in with my tape. And we'll close the darts down permanently. Okay, and here we have it. So we are going to experience a little bulge here. Okay, it's normal. Okay, and as usual, when we're transferring to fabric, we will see how to transfer it. So this is it for the alteration of the front. Okay, now another thing we need to do on the front, okay, is to come down from the center waistline by 1.5 inches. Okay, so we are coming down here by 1.5 inches, and we are going to connect it, okay, to the side of the skirt this way. So here we have it for the front of the skirt. Now we'll go ahead and cut that out. Okay, all right, so and that's it for the front of the skirt. So our pattern set for the front is ready. Now let's come in with the back. So this is the back pattern. Okay, now the first thing we're doing is to alter the neckline. You guys remember for the front neckline, we increase the neck width to 4 inches. So we're doing the same thing on the back as well. And for the neck depth of the back, I want the back to be by 3 inches. Okay, so we're going to connect the back neck. Now you remember we tightened the front with 1/2 inch. For the back, we are tightening it with 0.25. all right, so you come in with your ruler, and we'll connect to the neck like so. So we'll go ahead and cut out for the back. Now pay attention to the way I'm cutting. Okay, so I will first cut it in the middle, okay, like so. Now let's keep the lower part and focus on the top part. So for the top part, we'll go ahead and take off the 0.25 tightening on the center back, okay. Okay, and as usual, we will also try to through the darts, okay. And can you see that it matches up, okay. So and here we have it for the back. Let's label, okay. So here is our zip line, okay, or we can also call it our CB. All right, and let's also take off the darts. Now you will notice how sharp here is, okay. I didn't want to do it off camera, but you will need to blend this side, okay, to eliminate this sharp point. You can use your ruler, you can use your hand, okay, to just tuck it in like so, because this is the back and you don't want it sharp in any way, okay. So this is it, or you can use your ruler to take that off. Now let's also label, this is the side back, so we'll call it our SB, okay. So this tiny piece here, we will take that out. All right, so here we have it for the back, okay. So these are the two back pieces. Now let's move over to the skirt. So for the skirt, the first thing we will do is to go ahead and cut off all the, okay. So we also need to label so that we don't get confused, okay. So this is our center back line, okay. So this is our CB line and this is our side back. All right, so okay, so okay, so here we have it for the back. Now let's also cross check our waist measurements, okay. Now our waist is 9 plus 1 inch, that's 10, so it's correct. Now as usual, we are going to open up our center back line, okay, so that we can have the bum illusion, okay. So I've slashed it, okay. This is the center back line, I've slashed it open, okay. Now I'll come in with another paper, okay. So the back pieces is ready. Now for the slash and spread, I did the same thing that we did on the basic skirt, okay. So if you've not seen that video, go and see it. It's the same thing that I did. I spread it by 1 inch, connected it to the hip line, and that's it, okay. Now to know if your pattern is correct, you bring back the half length, okay, for the back. So you place it this way and you start from the second dart leg to the side, okay. Can you see that our pattern is equal, okay. This middle part is a 1 inch dart. All right, so this is it for the drafting of the basic gown and the alteration, okay. So actually took us from beginners to intermediate. Okay, so I'll go ahead and transfer these patterns to fabric and lining as well, okay. Remember to transfer to your lining first before transferring to your main fashion fabric, okay. And I'll see us. Kindly subscribe, like and share if you have not. Bye.